So this is the beautiful painting that we're going to be making today. One quick tip before we get started: if you're going to hang your painting on your wall, you might want to paint the edges and the bottom and the top of your canvas so that the white canvas doesn't show when you're hanging it on the wall. Hi everyone, we're going to be painting a beautiful picture today. You're going to need a couple things. You're going to need some water in a cup, some paper towels, your paintbrushes and paints, of course, and you'll also need something to put your paints on. I used aluminum foil. You can use a paper plate, whatever you want that works best. So the colors that we need on our palette are medium yellow, crimson, violet, and white. These are the colors that we'll use for now. So get those ready on your plate. If you haven't already, you can pause the video if you'd like. Okay, so now that I have all the colors on my palette, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a little bit of red, a little bit of the crimson, and a lot of white, and blend them together. I'm also gonna take a little bit of yellow and put it in there as well. And I'm gonna lighten it up some more with the white. So I wanna make a color that looks like this one here. Now I'm gonna start down towards the bottom half of my canvas, about 3 inches up from the ground, from the base of the canvas. And I'm just gonna go across with my color. It's okay if the color is kind of, if it's more pink in places or more yellow in places, because sunsets aren't just one color. I'm gonna add a little bit more white as I go, just to lighten it up. So right now all I'm doing is dipping my brush in white and going across the pinkish yellowish color that I already put on the paper. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more yellow, just a little tiny bit on my brush, and some more white. And we're using big, big brush strokes to blend it across our page. I'm always gonna just add some white as I go up to lighten it up. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more of the red to the bottom. Just a little bit to make it a little bit more pink towards the bottom. And now towards the top of my area of color here, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. Of course, I'm going to add a big chunk of white to lighten up that yellow. And it's okay if a little bit of the pink is still on your brush that comes through. I'm using more yellow now. More white now. And again, a little bit more yellow. Just a tiny little bit on my brush. And a big chunk of white to go over that yellow. Again, it's okay if the pink comes through a little bit. So if you look closely, there's a little bit of pink, some yellow, some pink shining through, some yellow, some pink, some yellow. as we go up. The pink is only coming out. I'm not putting more pink on my brush. The pink is only coming out and being shown here because there's a little bit left on my paintbrush. I didn't wash my brush off. So I'm going to continue that same pattern up to about here, I would say about 8 inches from the top of my canvas. I need some more white, so give me a second. Okay. I'm going to continue with still some more white on my brush, blending as I go up. And some more yellow. You want to make it nice and bright like the sun. And more white, blending over the yellow. Even more white. You want to make it really nice and bright and light. White on the other side to blend in with the yellow and the pink. I'm not using a lot. I'm blending and letting the paint that's already on my brush blend in with the color that's on the canvas. So now my sky is looking like this, kind of lighter up here, and the pink is down here towards the bottom. Okay, for the next step, we're going to be using some more of the pink. So I'm going to dip my paintbrush in just the red, and I'm going to start blending that across my page. Now it's going to look dark at first, but again, we want to add some white, a big chunk of white, and blend it across with the pink, or with the red. Like that. And we're going to blend down a little bit. Now I'm going to add a little bit of orange. So what I'm going to do is take a scoop of the red, tiny, and a scoop of the yellow. A little bit more yellow than red. To make an orange color right here on my paper. On my palette. There you go, that's the word. Okay. Then I'm going to take some white again and blend it with that orange to make an orange color. I'm going to put that across the pink color and blend it down into the yellow just a little bit. And now I'm going to use some more of the pink, some more of the red, and blend that across. And that's going to be a little bit darker. Of course, I'm going to add some white. Now I'm adding white. And blending the white across the canvas. So now we're having a pink area up here towards the top. Now you can blend up as far as you want because later we're going to blend down with purple. Okay, for the next step, I am going to start with just purple. I'm not washing my brush off in between because it's nice to have those other colors on my brush. So I'm going to start up here in the top right corner of my canvas, and I'm just going to put the purple in that top corner. So it's just purple, no white. And I'm going to paint down with the purple. And across a little bit. And I'm really gonna kind of stretch the paint as far as it can go across and down. Now, I'm going to start adding a little bit of my pink to the purple towards the bottom and blend up. And then I'm going to start blending it down towards the pink here. So I'm going to take some more of that red, the crimson. I'm calling it pink, but I mean the crimson. And I'm going to go down And as I'm approaching the area that I already painted, I'm gonna add white and blend that across and up and blend down and up. Now I'm gonna start moving across the canvas with that color that I just made, the crimson and the white, and blend down. And I'm noticing that it's not as blended towards the middle, so I'm gonna add some more white and blend with the white by just making big brush strokes across and down. Now I'm noticing a lot of purple coming here into my pink, so I'm gonna use the white and lighten that up. I'm gonna come closer so you can see a little bit what I did. Okay, now towards the left corner, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna take some purple and a little bit of the crimson and blend them together. And I'm gonna take some white in it this time to make a lighter purple than what I have over here. Here I did not use any white. Here I am gonna use some white and red blended together. So here's the color that I just made on my palette right here in the middle. I'm trying not to drop it. Right there in the middle. So it's just crimson, purple, and a little bit of white. And I'm gonna start in the top left corner and go across. And into my purple area on the left. I'll take some more of that same color and go down. And now I'm going to add a little bit of white to blend it. And I'm still going to take more of that purple color I made with a little bit of crimson and a little bit of purple and the white. And I'm going to add more to the side. And then I'm still working on the middle of my canvas here, where I'm going to blend it some more. So I'm going to take that same color that I just made, the purple and the red and the white, and use it to cover up anything that's showing in the middle of the canvas. We use whites to blend in across the paper, page. I'm going to add a little bit more purple to my top left corner here. Down and across. Now I'm going to add just a little tiny bit of yellow, tiny little bit in the top left corner of my page here and there, or my canvas here and there, just a little bit. And add a little bit of white to those areas where I added the yellow. See if there's any other areas that need to be covered. Well, I'm just putting a little pink over here with a little bit of white. And really your sky could be look like anything you want it to look like, because it's a sky. No skies look exactly the same. White here across the middle. I am gonna put in some clouds in a little while, so we don't want the white to be too white. That's why I'm blending it in a lot. And so here is my finished sky. Now you might want to pause and take a break for a few minutes just to let this dry. Maybe I would say like 3 or 4 minutes. and then we'll move on to the next step of our painting. Okay, for the next step, we want to wash off our brush, dab it in your water, and then wipe it off on the paper towel. That'll take off any excess water and any of the excess color that might be on your brush. And now we're going to sound a little bit like Bob Ross because we're going to paint some happy little clouds. So for this, we're going to need just white on your brush. And clouds can go anywhere in your picture. I'm gonna put a few on the left side and then a few on the right side. So right where the purple starts to meet the pink color, that's where I'm gonna put my clouds. I'm gonna put some puffy kind of clouds. And then the bottoms of the clouds aren't going to be like super sharp. We're gonna kind of blend them down into the color. Second cloud kind of right next to it and beneath it. And of course with the white color. I'm gonna add some more white. Some more white. Just going down this way, blending downward. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm not going to make as many clouds though. I'm going to make one cloud here that kind of goes off this way. And blends down. And I'm just going to add some white in different places, not to necessarily look like clouds. Put some light spots in the sky. Down here towards the bottom. I'm going to add one more slightly less white cloud up here in the top left corner. And again, we really want to blend the color in so the cloud looks light and wispy. I'm going to get some purple on my brush to blend up into sky, you can add the clouds, you can add a moon, stars, whatever you'd like to your sky, it's up to you. And then we're ready to move on to the next step. So after this step, you'll want to wash off your brush and make sure you dab it on the paper towel. Okay, for our next step, we're gonna need black. Okay, so I'm using Mars Black. I'm gonna put some of that on my palette. And at the bottom, I'm going to use the black to make some hills. I want to definitely have one hill. I'm gonna put mine on the left side. That's where we're gonna put our crosses. So I'm gonna start right where I started the pink, but I'm gonna go up into the pink and down, but only until, don't go past where the pink and the yellow are down here. We don't wanna go into the white area. And then I'm gonna go up again and see if I like that. I think I'm gonna go across here a little bit more. And even this way, I wanna make my hill kind of go off into the side of the canvas. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is fill that whole area in with black. Okay. Okay. So now I have my ground. For the next step, we're still going to use black, but we want to dab our brush on the paper towel just to get some of the excess black off. We want our brush to be really nice and straight. Now I'm going to take the black and I'm going to make the outline for my cross. So you can make your crosses whatever size you want. I'm going to start a little bit below the clouds with my first cross. And I'm not going to do it very dark first. I want to just get my line drawn. Don't mind the children screaming in the background. Now I'm going to go over that line again very carefully. Okay. You can go over it until it's dark enough. And then I'm going to put my line across to make my first cross. Now we're gonna put two other crosses next to them, of course, next to the one that's there. So I'm gonna put one that's smaller here, and an even smaller one on this side. And just like with the other one, I'm gonna put my two lines across. There we go. Okay, so now that my crosses are done, we are finished with our drawing. If you want to, you don't have to do this, you can add a little bit of purpley white to your grass or your bottom, just to show the light of the sun. I'm not putting a lot, I'm just putting a little. Making it look a little bit gray towards the top. And then I'm just adding some black to be like shadows of my crosses. This like to the left part of my canvas. So I'm going to come closer so you can see what I did there at the bottom. Okay, so now your painting is finished. The last thing you need to do is sign it. So when you sign your painting, I would suggest that you sign it with a darker color, maybe purple, in the colorful area of the sky. So I'm going to use purple.